These are my stories. Do any of them sound interesting? Well, here's one. There are moments in life that don't just touch you, they drown you, swallow you whole, leave you breathless and reborn. That day at the beach, I thought I was escaping heartbreak. Instead, I walked right into it, deeper, hungrier, and warmer than the ocean could ever be. I had been crying for weeks. After finding out my fiancé had been texting his ex, telling her things he no longer whispered to me, I packed my bag, grabbed the keys to the beach house my cousin let me borrow, and drove until the sky turned pink and the sea breeze tangled in my hair. I didn't tell anyone I was going. I didn't owe anyone that. All I wanted was salt air, waves, and quiet. But fate? It had its own rhythm. On the first morning, I went for a walk at sunrise. The sand was still cold under my feet, the waves shy and soft. That's when I saw him. A tall man, shirtless, drenched from a swim, standing by the rocks like he belonged to the sea itself. His head turned, his eyes met mine. He didn't smile, not yet. But he didn't look away either. And neither did I. I thought I was alone here. Turns out the house next door wasn't empty anymore. Later that day, I saw him again, barefoot, sipping coffee on the porch. Didn't think anyone else was mad enough to be out here this time of year. He called out, voice deep and a little hoarse. I smiled faintly. Didn't think anyone else would need the ocean to heal either. That was the first time he smiled. His name was Aris. He was a traveling chef, burned out from a restaurant he no longer believed in, escaping a city that took too much and gave too little. We were strangers, yes, but strangers who shared silence, pain, and the same ache to disappear for a while. That night, we had dinner together. He made grilled shrimp, mango salsa, and this warm coconut rice that tasted like memory. We ate outside, toes buried in the sand, the ocean humming our lullaby. I caught myself watching him when he wasn't looking. The way his hands moved, slow and precise, the hands of a man who knew how to touch, how to create, how to take his time. I think he caught me watching too, but he said nothing. The third day, we swam together. At first, we kept distance. Then the current pushed me closer. I lost my footing. He caught me. His hand slipped around my waist, and I didn't pull away. For a moment, the world stopped. His hand, my chest against his. The ocean rocked us gently like it knew. I laughed nervously, but his eyes were serious. "Don't look at me like that," I whispered. "Like what?" he asked, brushing a wet strand of hair from my cheek. "Like you already know what I taste like?" He didn't answer with words. But the way his thumb dragged across my jaw, I felt every word he didn't say. We didn't kiss, not yet. That would be too easy. That night was colder. He brought firewood and wine. We sat on the sand, closer than we needed to be. The moon rose lazy, casting silver on the waves. He leaned closer. I felt his breath on my ear. "Tell me what broke you," he asked. I didn't cry. I just told the truth. Told him about betrayal, about feeling like a ghost in my own relationship. And then I asked him, "What about you? Why are you here?" He leaned back, eyes staring into the fire. Because I forgot how to feel. Cooking became performance. Life became noise. I needed silence, until you walked into it. My heart stuttered. There was nothing innocent about the way he looked at me then. Not desperate, not reckless, but slow. Intentional, starving. The air thickened. My body burned. And when his lips finally touched mine, it wasn't a kiss. It was a vow. A question. A dare. He didn't rush me. That night, he made love to me like we were still in the water. Rhythmic, deep, consuming. He touched me like he had memorized my body in dreams. Like I was an ingredient he'd always been craving. And when I trembled beneath him, I remembered how it felt to be wanted, not owned. It wasn't just about sex, it was about surrender. About starting again, The morning after, I watched him cook eggs in my shirt. The same ocean still whispered outside, but now it sounded like a promise. He turned, kissed my forehead, and asked, "Think you'll stay a little longer this time?" I nodded, smiling against the rising sun, because the ocean may have started it, but he finished it. Sometimes the sea calls you when your heart is broken, but sometimes someone finds you in the tide and shows you how to float again, not just in water, but in love.